Hello, I'm Sarah Gonzalez with the National Grain and Feed Association, and I'm here with Bobby Frederick, our Director of Legislative Affairs. He's going to give us a breakdown of what happened in Congress last week. So Bobby, there's a little snafu with the House's Energy Water Appropriations bill. Can you break down what happened for us?
Sure, Sarah. Well, we headed into that week with a lot of optimism that we would be able to tout some victories on the waterways side of things, including full use of the Inland Waterways Trust Fund, $1.3 billion for the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund, which helps with dredging, and also $3.157 billion for operations and maintenance, which takes care of our locks and dams. Unfortunately, through the open process that the House participates in, a lot of amendments were added to this bill, including some political ones that ended up weighing it down. Things ranging from illegal immigration to the Iran deal to non-discrimination over sexuality. All of these things combined to a loss, and the bill being defeated 112 to 305, I believe. So the good news, silver lining we would take from this is that there is still a lot of support for actual waterways funding policy in the Congress. It's just some of these political amendments got in the way. The Senate did pass their bill a week or so ago, and it does include those strong funding levels. That's a good sign for NGFA and other companies that are interested in this. And also the House bill, before it failed, it did have similar very strong funding levels. So we'll continue to push for that in what will likely be an end-of-the-year spending agreement, because no one knows what's next for the future of the appropriations bills after this latest defeat in the House.
But there also last week was some good news from the House regarding waterways infrastructure during committee process. Can you explain that for us?
Sure. The Water Resources Development Act, which was last passed in 2014, there's a commitment in this Congress to do one every 2 years. So there's not a big lag time in between the previous one, because before that it had been a 7-year wait for waterways policy to be addressed. And so one of those passed. It was a 3-hour markup in the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. It passed unanimously, very bipartisan. One of the priorities NGFA was working on, the major rehab threshold increase, which was successful in 2014, getting it raised from $8 million to $20 million. Unfortunately, we weren't successful in getting it from the $20 to $50 million. We'll keep trying, and we do want to give a special shout out to Congressman Jimmy Duncan from Tennessee and Congressman Dan Lipinski from Illinois for championing that issue. That's something we'll continue to press for. And again, the 2014 water bill, if that was a encyclopedia, the 2016 bill is a pamphlet. A lot less things to do in this one, but still important to be talking about these issues more frequently.
Thanks, Bobby. So what is next? What should we be looking for?
Sure. Well, the House and Senate are off this week, but when they return, they'll get rolling, hopefully again, on appropriations bills. The biotech labeling bill, July 1st, is staring us dead in the face, and if nothing is done in the Senate, that means the Vermont labeling law becomes the national standard, the mandatory national standard. It's been about 313 days since the House passed their voluntary labeling standard, and we're still meeting with folks on the Hill every day as part of the coalition, trying to push these negotiations between Chairman Roberts and Ranking Member Stabenow. It's very important to the grain and feed industry, as well as a lot of the other food and ag stakeholders, and hopefully we'll be able to come through on something, but the situation is very urgent.
Yes. All right, well, thank you, Bobby, for breaking that down for us.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks for joining us.